Yo, what's up? It's Big Fight Foster. Let's go right into the UFC 274 recap. Let's start, towards the prelims. Fialho looked amazing again. Tracy Cortez looks like she's pretty damn good too. Look for those guys in the future. They're on the rise. People will be scared to fight those two. There was some robberies for gambling. I think De Lima was robbed in that decision. He got slugged. It was obvious. Can't believe that decision happened. Roval, Schnell, that was high level. And Roval just had a little bit more experience there. Roberts got destroyed. Brown, Williams was a great fight. Both guys came out. I think that was the right call to win that one. And this is where the podcast is going to go a little funky. Why the hell is UFC booking Rua versus St. Preux? Come on now. This is not 2008. I don't want to see these fucking fat 40-year-olds fighting. I mean, I don't. On a main card, give a young guy a slot in that part of the card. It's ridiculous.
Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because every green thumb, 5...
I apologize. I don't want to see it. It was awful. Put a young guy on there that has talent and an upcoming. So many young guys deserve that slot. Those two do not. That was an awful fight. Didn't want to see it. And then Michael Chandler saves the day for the UFC again. Constantly puts on bangers. Constantly doing fucking backflips. He probably pisses off a lot of people, but, I like him. He's well-spoken. And he keeps saving UFC's asses on these cards. I mean, these fighters are just pillow punching all night, and it's upsetting. And, Michael Chandler goes out there, puts it all on the line, gets rocked. I mean, that was epic. I mean, everyone saw it. I mean, that was one of the best kicks in UFC history. And unfortunate, Tony had a pretty decent first round. I mean, it was, he may have had the first round actually, but, compared to the last Tony fight, I thought he was washed after that fight, but he proved not, and I hope he comes back and fights another fight because I think he has one in him. But Michael Chandler is just another level of banger. I want to see him in exciting fights. But yeah. So then that was the apex of the night, and then we had to tune in for first championship fight. I'm sure everyone's been happy about that one. You've heard a lot of stuff all week about, whose strategy was what. And if Rose did follow her plan, if that was her game plan, then she needs to fire her coaches immediately. If that was your plan, then fire them. Fire them today. They don't need to be in your corner. They don't need to be in the gym with you training. Change camps. That's my opinion. That's ridiculous. And then to think that you were being strategic, you showed that. I mean, both women were scared in that fight, and it was unfortunate, to be in that slot on a pay-per-view card. Everyone expects more. Well, everyone expects something. I mean, most sparring sessions are more high-paced than that. It was upsetting, just to say the least. But to back it up, if that was my fight, which it's not, but you gotta own that shit. You just gotta take ownership of it, move on. But to make excuses and to say that this and that about strategy and whatnot is ridiculous. I mean, you're a former champion, and I'm really glad the judges didn't give Rose the decision, because a champion doesn't fight like that. I want to see a champion. I was telling everybody this. I want to see a champion go after the opponent's skill set. So, if I'm a striker and they're a wrestler, I want to out wrestle them. That's what a true champion would do to me. They go down to the skill set of their opponent and beat them at their own game. But yeah, awful fight. It was laughable. It was so bad. Everyone was like, what's going on? I mean, it was confusing. Fire the coaches. Yep. And then Trevor Whitman comes back out to coach again after that masterpiece. And comes out and Gaethje, typical Gaethje fashion. He needs to fight more often. He's in his prime and he needs to fight more often. And Gaethje's a talent. But Oliveira just baited him again like he has the last few times. And that's what happens. I think I called submission. I did call submission before the fight happened, so it kind of went how I thought it was going to go. I thought the weigh-in fired him up. But it's unfortunate. Gaethje deserves, a high-level fighter really quick. Can't wait to see these next matchups coming up. Hopefully they turn around fast. But yeah, the Rose fight really disappointed me, and in the aftermath, to me, if I was Dana White, that belt would be vacant. No one would have earned it. So let's never let that happen again, and never book 40-year-olds on a main card. I don't care how legend of a sport they are. Or at least let them take TRT or steroids at that age. Get them back into, real form. All right, so this card coming up this week is actually pretty good. I got some nice light heavyweights battling it out. I think Jan's going to win. If you're an underdog guy, I think this is your weekend. I like Jan. I think Alexander puts on boring fights, and he's been called out on it. I don't think he pushes forward. I think he's just scared of Jan. It'll be another Rose fight. But I think Jan somehow takes care of it. But that's risky. I think Ryan Spann wins, even though Kutalaba, he's crazy. All his weighing stuff. But, that'll be a great fight. I just think Spann somehow pulls off a knockout, gets back on it. And then I got Smolka in the next one, and he's a pretty big dog too. But yeah, lots of dogs. And another fight to look at is probably the first fight of the night, which is very strange. Maximov versus Petrosky. If you're into wrestling, that's going to be high level. Who knows what's going to happen? But I think I got Maximov. He's a big favorite, but I can see Andre being a live dog there too. So if you want to risk there, I can do that. But yeah, UFC 74, awful. For the most part, 2 fights were dog shit, and let's let it never happen again. But yeah, I'll be might post some stories on Instagram Saturday if I'm betting a lot. I'll let you know what I'm doing. But again, don't listen to anybody on the internet. We're all stupid. We all lose a lot of money, no matter what we say. But think for your own. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. Peace out.